Welcome to the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast.
Hello everyone, this is Jefferson with What's Happening in Birmingham. Today I have the honor and pleasure. I'm here today with Miss Ruth Robinson. She is running for Jefferson County Circuit Court Place Judge 20. Next Tuesday, May 24, 2022 election, Jefferson County. It's time to vote again. Ruth, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you, Jarvis?
Great. Thanks for coming on the podcast today, talk about your campaign. So the first question I know a lot of you is asking, what kind of judge is Place 20? And what y'all going to be handling?
Sure. Place 20 is a domestic relations judge, so anything that has to do with a marriage that is dissolving, child custody, child support, property division.
Okay, so and kind of expounding more on that is like the type of cases we hearing is from anywhere from like marriage to the end of divorce and deciding the custody and everything.
Well, it's not marriage, but I mean anything related to the dissolution of a marriage. So what you're going to have are people wanting divorces who don't have any children, and then people who have children and they want divorce. And they'll have some factual issues sometimes about custody, child support, and property division. Okay.
So first time on the podcast, tell the viewers a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Ruth Robinson, and I'm from Birmingham. I grew up in Homewood, and I went to Birmingham Southern College where I got a psychology degree. And then I went to Cumberland Law School where I got a JD in law. And I began practicing civil litigation. I then took a brief break when I had 3 children, and I stayed at home with them for a little while. I didn't love civil litigation as much as I thought I would love practicing law, but I love what I do now, which is helping people from the ground up when they're struggling and they have divorce issues, criminal issues, and things like that.
So one of the things when I went on your website, I saw that you say doing it for the kids.
Yeah, it's all about the kids. And divorce court, it's all about the kids.
Okay. So, in this court, you're going to be making a lot of hard decisions, that may be affecting the livelihoods of not only the defendants or people coming, but also the children. What type of decisions have you made in your life that kind of prepare you for this moment?
Well, I think the most important decision that I've made in my career is not to back down when I am personally fearful of a situation. And I have kind of a story to tell you about, Jarvis.
Yeah.
I was once involved, and I still am involved, in a case where I'm doing pro bono work for a innocent man who was convicted of murder in South Alabama. I went to court with some evidence, and I was met with a lot of resistance, and I was arrested, and my cell phone was taken, and they wouldn't give it back.
Okay.
And it was all about intimidation for me, but they said that I had intimidated someone else. Well, that was all false. But in order to get to the truth, I had to work diligently and file my own civil rights lawsuit against the police officer.
Oh, wow. And that's still pending right now?
Well, the civil rights part of it is over, and I won. I got a settlement. So I didn't actually go to trial. But, you've heard of qualified immunity?
Yeah.
They tried to argue qualified immunity, but the problem is when a police officer goes outside of his jurisdiction, way outside the jurisdiction, then they don't have qualified immunity anymore. But that was a really difficult decision for me because in the underlying case, they were trying to frighten me away, go away. And I don't think that they would have done it had I been a man. So I felt discriminated against because I'm a woman and I was fighting a big fight. Well, they didn't make me quit. But I really thought strongly about perhaps I should quit this because it's messing my own life up by helping this person. But I decided not to. It went back even stronger.
Okay, I want to talk a little more experience from on your website other cases that you worked on over time and everything. So I noticed you said you did a lot more pro bono work and things as well.
I've done some pro bono work with relation to divorce cases, family cases, and criminal cases.
Okay, so if viewers was watching this, what would they expect if they came in your courtroom?
They should expect that they will have a turn to present their case. I think that's really important for everybody to feel welcome and like they have a chance to speak. Everyone has a due process, and that's very important to me.
Okay, and then going back, you say you grew up in Birmingham. Any community organizations that you're a part of, Alicia?
Yeah. In college, I was a member of a sorority, and I also did some volunteer work where I would spend the night at the homeless shelter, the women's homeless shelter of the First Presbyterian Church. I also did some volunteer work at the YWCA. And then in law school, I was on law review, and I did some other community activity, but not a whole lot because I was real studious in law school. I received an academic scholarship to law school. And then when I had children, the focus is on the kids. Currently, I'm a member of the Vestavia Hills Chamber of Commerce and the National Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers and the Alabama Criminal Lawyers Defense Association as well.
So what should, and that's the question, because you keep bringing up the pro bono, what should people expect? Most of the time the people that come sometimes to family court, they may can't afford an attorney. What are some things that people should know, like if they can't afford an attorney, if they had to come before you? Because I got some friends that's like, let's say, fathers, and they say, well, I don't have enough money to pay a judge. Can I come represent myself?
You mean to pay a lawyer to represent?
Yeah.
Right. Well, there are some organizations that will help people that can't afford an attorney in divorce court. Volunteer Lawyers of Birmingham. That's where I had been, volunteering at the help desk, and I've done some things beyond that. People ask me, they meet me, and they want me to continue to help them, and I do that for them. So they have the Volunteer Lawyers Help Desk, but they also have like fathers organizations and things like that that may help, or have somebody that helps with pro se. When somebody's representing themselves, they're called a pro se litigant, with the pro se people that don't have an attorney. But unlike criminal court, you know how when you read your rights, you hear, if you do not have an attorney, one will be provided for you. They don't have that in divorce court. Okay. Which is kind of problematic if you think about it, because you can lose your children and your rights to your children, just like you can lose your rights to your liberty over here in criminal court. But our system doesn't provide for a free attorney. You have to kind of go about and find one. Okay. So next Tuesday, why should voters choose you other than the other candidates or opponents that's running in the race? Really, because I am a person that cares about other people. I'm a fighter for the underdog, and I'll remain so even as a judge if I'm elected. I have a pretty good knack, and I'm very intuitive. I want to hear people's plights. I want to hear their case, and I think I'll make a fair judge, and we can come up with some solutions for these families where they're not completely torn apart because of a divorce. I really want them to work for the children, because it is all about the kids in a divorce. I've also been through a divorce myself with children, and as a daughter of two people who did get divorced, I know about being placed in the middle and hearing this and hearing that. I think it's bad for the parents going through a divorce to use the child as a weapon, and I want to try to prevent that. So the kids really, really matter to me, and the psychology really matters to me. I want them to be successful and happy children in the end, and I want to try to help them along the way. So because I'm running for judge to really help more people.
Okay, so how can people find out more about your campaign?
They can go to my website and go to www.RuthRobinson4judge.com. They can look me up on Facebook. I also have an Instagram account. I think that's about it. Okay,
so any final things you want to tell the voters before we go?
I would like to encourage everybody to go vote on Tuesday, May the 24th. And when you do, please select me, Ruth Robinson, place 20.
All right, well, Ruth, thank you for coming on today. Like I say, all the candidates that run, I congratulate you all for stepping out there and say, hey, I want to make a difference in the community, especially what you're doing. That's a huge leadership position to step into. So thank you for doing that and stepping out, I
do want to say, a lot of people have asked me about my yard sign. It has a rainbow, and people want to know, is that an LGBTQ rainbow, or what is this rainbow? Why'd you pick that? And I just want to say that the reason why I picked that is because if you think about a rainbow, it comes after a storm. And I have some specific plans for the position, such as not appointing my best friend on day one to to be the guardian for the child.
Okay.
The guardian ad litems are often appointed, and sometimes it can result in biased results. The rainbow is a sign of hope. So I have hope for these kids that are going through this and for families that are going through divorce. And I know how hard and devastating it can be. So I hope that I'm giving some hope by being a part of this and by putting my name on the ballot.
Well, I like that it's kind of catchy though, because rainbow always does come after the storm. I mean, that is really catchy.
But it's also for acceptance. It's not an LGBTQ rainbow, but I'll be fair to anyone who comes into the court.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you all for watching. Please check out What's Happening Birmingham for more interviews. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check the audio version of this on audio podcast. And don't forget to vote next Tuesday, May 24, 2022. And if you're watching this, please go vote before 7 p.m. too, because the polls open at 7 and close at 7 p.m. So thank you all again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast. Please check out our website, app, or subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest videos today.